Well, once again, it's time, my friends, for another meet and greet. We're Southern Fried and nationwide, so hang on to your seat. Look around, here's what I found. I guess you'll never know what you'll see on the Southern Fried Podcast Show. Yeehaw!
Hey folks, Dave in the AM here with the Southern Fried Podcast and the Cornbread Nation. For many weeks now, me and Rob have been telling you about our affiliation with Dubby Energy Drinks. I've been drinking some of them on the show, and I just got in today the powder version, and this is the Pond Blom version of this. And hey, I tell you that it gives you the focus and the energy without the jitters or the crash. There's no sugars, no fillers, no artificial dyes. So get you some Dubby today. Use the promo code Southern Fried, and you'll get 10% off each and every order. Not only can you get the energy drinks, but you can also get some cool merch items. In fact, soon we're going to have a hat to show you as an example of some of those things. There's shirts and other things you can get as well as containers to mix up the powder and the water into that you can carry with you. We appreciate your support of the Southern Fried Podcast and also of Dubby Energy Drinks. We'll see you again soon. Take care. Hello.
Sorry, I was running a little bit behind. I had an issue there I had to take care of.
I know how it is. I've had those lately. I just was making sure before I hit go. So I kind of did it right as you were doing that, I think. But good evening, everybody, on this cold Monday evening. I don't know about you, Robert. It's cold up here.
It's not that cold up. It's cold down here, I don't think, but it's plumb chilly out there. It's been dropping all day long. I got my faucets dripping now.
Absolutely. We got wind, we got cold, got a little spitting snow. It's, as they say, bone chilling cold. I know it's not 10 degrees, but it feels like it's below zero. We're not used to it. I mean, it just kind of hit us, you know. Actually warmed up on Sunday. You know, we had rain coming in, and so we had this warming go on. Then all of a sudden, the bottom dropped out, and we're just, you know, colder than a well digger's derriere.
Okay, derriere. Okay. We actually had rain this morning down here, so it was a little bit warmer. And then as the day's gone on, it's actually gotten colder as the day went on. So
I was thankful for a heater in my vehicle, and I'm thankful for the heater in this studio.
Yes,
absolutely.
Let's see the low tonight. This is Tuesday morning. It's going to get all the way down to 28 degrees down here. Well below freezing. And then tomorrow night is 26. And the next night we're going to get back up to 35 and then 40. And then Saturday night is supposed to cool off again. Saturday and Sunday's supposed to be in the 20s again.
Yeah, I think we've got a 19 or 20 showing up here one day. So, but we don't have we don't have 3 foot of snow like some people. So there are, you know, things to be thankful for.
Yes.
One of my cousins, I just saw him post. Apparently, I think I saw where he moved or something. Maybe it was for work. And he posted and said, if I ever say I want a good snow, slap me. Apparently, he's gotten covered up wherever he's at.
You about to make coffee come out my nose. Don't do that.
Because everybody up here goes, I wish I could see a snow. Go up north a little bit, and you'll never say that again.
You know, what you remember the blizzard?
Oh yeah,
of '93. No, it's up.
You got to say that like they do the Frozen Tundra, the blizzard of '93.
No, you know, it was up in the 20 teens. You know, years and years later, and I'd be working at the grocery store, and they'd be coming in. Oh, we got to get hamburger. Oh, it's going to snow. Oh, it's going to snow. It's not going to snow that much. Well, you remember back in the blizzard of 93, they said the same thing. I said, you got to quit living in the past.
Somebody brought it up today, said, you remember the blizzard of 93? We might have that again. This cold
Really?
weather. I always go there. That's the go-to.
Mm.
Welcome to Mama Said, everybody. We can just kind of come falling into the program, but we did do some ads there in the beginning, give Rob time to get set up, and it's a good way for us to enter the show because sometimes we have different things we've got to get done to get the show set up properly. So I like doing that, but it's been a pretty good day. I didn't feel good last night. I mean, I felt bad. I didn't feel great today, but I was better. Oh man, I was bad. I was bad. That's like, oh, I said, I got to go on. The show's got to go on.
And just so y'all know, and Dave can know, I ordered me a new mic setup today.
Good.
So, yay. So now I'm going to have two mics. So now I can have somebody come into the studio and they'll have their own mic, maybe. I can turn my screen around. They can sit on the other side of the desk.
You'll just have to have a blocker. Or
they'll cross feed. That's true. I may turn this whole desk around.
Just build you a shield there, a plexiglass or something. That's what I'm going to do. I don't have anybody in the studio tonight, but Cookers will be over here a lot, and my son. But Jeremy's working tonight, so he couldn't be in here. And Cook's probably he's been helping Mama. So
yeah,
but it's been a good day. There's so much.
Mama.
Yeah, he is. He is. He cooks and cleans and grows things and takes her places, and he's a good boy.
Ha.
Got to take care of
my lava lamp up there. It's right there.
Yeah.
I used to have two. I broke one. That's sad when you break a lava lamp. That's just something sad about that.
Ain't lava lamp like a 70s thing?
Don't say anything. Don't start with me. It's way too early for you to be starting with me tonight.
Well, we're going to be looking at mom-approved cars. So I've been kind of in the 60s and 70s and 80s and 90s mode. So I'm can't help it. I've been looking in the past. So we're going to be showing some old cars, now older cars. Some are newer. Mom-approved cars. We couldn't get them all in. There's too many, but there's a bunch, and we're going to show some and see which cars you have owned and or driven in or were ridden in by your mom.
Well, I'm going to throw this out there too, as long as we're on Mama Said, and we're going way back in time. I still have somewhere around here the little incense burner thing where it's got the little tray on the bottom. You stick the incense in there and the ashes fall in.
That was for like dope heads, wasn't it?
No. My mama.
I'm just asking, that I know moms, but Dad would always say, "What's that stink? What's that smell?"
Dude, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell one on my mother. Okay. My mother, when I was younger, I did things I wasn't supposed to do.
No,
that was one of them. Okay, I'll admit that. I never should have done it. I knew better, but I was rebellious and I was going to do what I wanted to do. And well, my mom knew about it and she was raising Cain at me about it. I mean, you need to quit doing that. You shouldn't or do that. I mean, just chewing me out several times. And I finally quit and everything. Well, years later, my mother gets on medical stuff for her cancer and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
She rolled perfectly. That is not something you just do. That is a learned skill.
Was that one hand or two hands?
One-handed. And I told her, I said, Mom, she said, yeah. I said, you remember chewing me out over that stuff? Yeah. You didn't just pick that up and do that. You already knew. She said, I didn't tell you I had never done it. I just said you shouldn't do it.
Yeah. Well, there's always those telltale signs of that going on. Some people don't pick up on it. And these people at work, I remember here a while back, we were having a discussion about it, and a buddy of mine, he don't work there anymore, but he said, Dave, I'm right, ain't I? And other people never heard that. But if you were listening to Steve Miller Band a lot, pretty good, I'm just being honest.
Old Willie Nelson, too. If you listen to old Willie.
Tell me a stoner didn't listen to some Steve Miller Band. Some Willie. Just saying. It's one of those deals.
Yep, you are absolutely right. Somebody posted a meme down here that says, if you are praying for a blizzard, please go to Dairy Queen.
Yeah. I don't know if they still do it at the Dairy. What did Dairy Queen where they would hold it upside down to show you it wouldn't fall out? You know, wasn't that Dairy Queen that did the blizzard? Yeah, they say here.
Yeah.
I'm like, it don't matter to me.
Oh man.
But it is good to be here. We got a good week. We've got we're going to have some special interviews coming out. Be one later tonight. I've got it in the gun and ready to go, so to speak, or in the chute. Maybe that's a better word. Yeah, ready to go. I've got to just word some things on there and just start pushing it out to. But the folks with the Stop the Monkey facility, we're going to get that out tonight.
Well, good.
And then tomorrow we'll have another one special.
Yeah.
And then the next day we'll have another special.
Oh my goodness.
It's going to be a week of stuff that we've got to do down south way. And we've got some cool interviews. But, well, a couple of them might be part 1, part 2. Be some pictures as well. We'll post up around it. But yeah, Stop the Monkey facility. It's New Year, time to get. We kind of got through the holidays. Want to get through the holidays, and then it's time to go.
Some of those are fun interviews too.
Go time.
There's one especially that is just awesome. Awesome gentleman in the whole 9 yards, and we want to push him too. So,
I want to get on, and I don't know how many people are familiar with them, but I know they have a southeastern representative. I want to think around Tennessee way. I want to get the folks from EquiSearch in. I love those folks. Those folks take a EquiSearch. They go all around. In fact, they've just been one come in from Ohio, a 94-year-old lady with dementia is missing in the cold and snow, but they go out and help search for missing. And these folks are amazing. They spend their own money, and people can donate to them. Obviously, there's always a need for gas and hotels and stuff, but they go out and they go out there and look in the places where a lot of people don't want to go and try to help find. They always hope for to rescue, but sometimes it's a recovery, and recoveries are important too, because people need closure, and the thought of their loved one laying out there in a creek or a open field or something like that is just, they're always so appreciative. And I just love these folks. If I had more time, I believe I would join them. I just think it's awesome. It's hard days, hot days, cold days, walking through the everything that sticks you, prods you, and everything else. You got to watch out for animals and snakes and all that stuff. But those folks get out there and get it done. I'm going to try to see if I can get them on.
That'd be awesome.
I've been watching them ever since I became familiar with them. When I'm going to be doing I remember that here soon on Summer Wells, folks that remember that missing child, still missing. It's horrible, just sad. Don't know what's happened, but they came a couple of times and did searches in that area of Tennessee, trying to find her. But that's when I really got connected with them. But there's a couple of cool ones where they've got drones and stuff they fly, and they have found evidence for the police and was able to get bodies recovered. And sometimes they just saw right down the water, and they saw where. Wow. Another cool group is those folks that go under. They do the underwater recoveries too, and people been missing. I mean, isn't it amazing? And sometimes it's not in water that's that deep. But a car that's been missing 50, 60 years with people in it, they didn't know what happened to them. They just never made it back home. Maybe it's bad weather. Maybe they missed a turn or whatever. They went out in the water, and before you know it, the water came in on them. And there's guys, and they've got some channels up where they go out and do that stuff. I think that's cool. I mean, I hate it happened to the people, but I love what they're doing.
Get closure for the family. That people don't realize how important that is, because they're sitting at home thinking, well, we don't know what happened to them. Maybe they're still alive. And deep down, they know they're probably not. But, they're still, they can't even grieve because there's that slim chance that they might still be there. And just to get the closure on it is important.
Give them a proper burial. It's like soldiers, the remains being brought home from Korea, Vietnam, somewhere like that.
It's important.
It is important. And we had one locally not too long ago where they found remains were identified, and I want to think it was Korea. That's been a hard one. There's still so many thousands of soldiers that are missing. It's incredible. But I do appreciate what the folks do, and how the work they put in for that is incredibly important.
Well, we are so glad that everybody's here tonight. We've got a good crew on here, it looks like, showing up.
Yeah.
Out there for everybody.
I hope you recognize some of these cars are going to pop up, and we'll talk about whatever car you want to talk about. But we are going to just pop them up. They're not going to be in any particular order. I do have one slide I'm going to show at the end as a collection of cars. But different kinds of mom cars, family mom car, that's the kind of car you rode in and go to school, to the store, shopping, whatever,
Back window.
Laying up the back window. And so we're going to look at a few, and I'll just go down the list as I put them up here. But we had the family truckster. We had a few different family cars, and some of them they're not even included in this, but I'll mention them along the way. For us, I remember we had a Dodge Dart, was a good little car, slant six.
I have one.
They were good cars. We had the Demon as well. We bought that new, but my dad's work was a mess at one point. We ended up having to get rid of it. But those are two of the cars that I remember well that we drove around. And so my mom was, she loved that Dodge Dart. She loved it. I mean, you couldn't really kill it. The things would just run and run and run. The car would fall apart around the engine, man. The engines just would go and go and go. It was amazing. They got a lot of those. They made a lot of those. There were different ones. You had the Dart and the Demon. I think there was one other type too. That same body style, they would come up with different ones. But and then I don't have it in here, although I have the sister to it or a brother to it, whatever we say. But I had a Ford Tempo. That was a good car. That's a good mom car. Tempos are good mom's cars.
My granddaddy had a Tempo.
Yeah, good car. Mine was actually a stick, which you don't normally see that. You wouldn't never see it again probably, but I loved that car. The only problem we had, the heat went out on it, we had to replace that thing, which is always a pain, that heater core. Oh my goodness. Yeah. There's a friend of mine, I forget which kind of car it is. It's a small car. And he has shown pictures recently of his changing the heater core on a certain car. And he said he went to the dealer and they said, you see everything on the dash? And I mean, everything, it all has to come out. It took him like 2 weeks to get this thing fully out and fully back in. He showed pictures of it fully removed. Wow. I mean, it's like everything has to come out. You can't take a shortcut. It's all of it, everything. Take that outer, then the inner, then the next level. The problem was the wiring. He got really twisted up on the wiring, trying to remember how that wiring went when he went to put it back together. But he did it. But he said, my advice to you is whatever they charge, pay it. It's worth it. All right. You ready, Rob? Let's rock and roll.
Yeah, let's see what you got there.
This is fun. Let's pop the first one up. And we have coming up here shortly there is the Ford Escort. I did have a Ford Escort. We might have to take the banner down. So there's some information at the bottom
that tells
the years that it was produced.
Like Ford Escort that I know.
The one we had was a red color. Original starting price for these was $5,100 plus. Produced 81
Now,
to 2003.
wait a minute. I thought the Ford Escort was a hatchback.
Well, there were different models of it. This is just one
Okay.
top. There's different types of Escorts. You get those options, but this is one top. And we're talking
Okay.
about the mom car with a family, so usually you got to have the back doors for the kids and everything. Not that you didn't do that with those others, because I remember that. So you said you had a Ford Escort?
Yeah. I had two. I had a white one. It was a diesel, actually. And then I had a Ford Escort station wagon with a hatchback.
Yeah, never had the station wagon. The Ford Escorts, the one we had was, kind of stripped down. You know what I mean? It didn't have
Yeah.
all the bells and whistles, but it was a good car. But it was plain Jane. I mean, it was a good car. It's red, but there wasn't a whole lot. The radio in it, I remember, wasn't great.
Yeah.
we just trying to get a good car, but did have the Ford Escort and took it on a few trips. Pretty good on gas, but I'd say there was a lot of Escorts produced, man. You still see a lot of Escorts out there on the road. Pretty good car, and not a bad riding car, really. I mean, if you're doing a long trip, it wouldn't be that great, but pretty good car, man. The Ford Escort. So
please tell me at some point in time, you've got a picture of one of the old wood panel station wagons on there.
I do have one. I think I've got one in here, so we'll get to that. We will. But yeah, that was pretty good car, man. The old Ford Escort. I think I might even had a yellow one too. I think I did have two. Seems like we did. I can't remember now, but maybe no. I take that back. The yellow one was not that, and I don't have it in here. I had a Plymouth Horizon.
Oh,
Plymouth Horizon. That's another kind of a mom car.
Please tell me. Do you remember the Datsuns?
Oh yeah.
That was before they became a Nissan.
Yeah, a lot of. My uncle had one of the trucks.
Datsun.
Yeah, sound like it was wound up. The string.
Yeah, you wind that rubber band up, and there you go.
That's kind of what it sounded like, So, all right, we got a Ford there. Let's switch and then let's look at. Now, my dad was big, and we never drove this because he never finished it. But ours was a little bit more of the model of this. We did have a smaller one that we drove a lot, but Dad loved his Volkswagens and the transporter.
It's a Scooby-Doo mobile.
But I have rode in Volkswagens. Of course, they're big here in Chattanooga, and they've make them a lot different nowadays, a lot sleeker, and they're one. I mean, they're nice, but those old ones, man, that's a cult following right there for the Volkswagens, man. They will pay you'll pay big. It could be sitting on blocks, man, with rust holes in the side of it, and you'll pay a lot of money for it. But that here in Chattanooga, they have the Volkswagen media, that Bugapalooza. And my friend I was telling you about, he's been involved with that, and all the money raised, which is pretty cool, man. After everything's paid and everything, they write a check to the Ronald McDonald House every year. They have that out at Camp Jordan, but those folks come from all over, man, and they'll modify those things. I mean, some of them live in them. Some of those bust out. We had the Fastback, man. That thing wouldn't do but about 70 downhill, but it was a good running car. But my dad, believe it or not, we rode that thing, and I never felt comfortable with the back seat because I sat on top of batteries.
Yeah.
You were on the top of the batteries, but me and my dad and mom, we took a trip to Florida in that thing, man. And I mean, not just northern Florida. We went down to West Palm, man. My aunt lived down there, West Palm, in the old Fastback Volkswagen. Great gas, but man, and I had never taken a long trip. And my memory of that is we had just crossed into Florida. Dad left at midnight. He drove all night. He wanted everybody to sleep while he drove. But, we got into Florida. We was kind of waking up, and Dad said, "Y'all hungry?" And I thought I was till I smelt the bacon. But long trips, I guess, that trip made me sick. And my dad saw that I was fixing to lose what little lunch or dinner or whatever I had, and he put his hand over my mouth and he ran me to the bathroom, and the lady who was cleaning it, and she said, "It's closed for cleaning." He goes, "Ma'am, you can clean it in the toilet or outside the toilet, but he's coming in." She said, "Bring him on." I'll never forget it, man. Ruin it, man. It was like a breakfast buffet, man. I was so excited about it. And then I smelt the bacon and I was like, "Ooh."
You know what? You know what really chaps my honey at times? Walmart. I'll go into Walmart and I'll realize I really need to go. I really need to go now. And I'll go to the bathroom, and never fails. If I need to go now, they're cleaning that bathroom. It's like they know. And now you got to walk all the way across the store to get to the other one.
Yeah.
So I ran into that one. I'm not going to call the town name. You've seen it when you were down here, I'm sure. I ran in there to go to the bathroom. It's closed. Oh my gosh. So I go running back to the other one. It's closed. And I had to go to the family restroom. You know, I hate going to the family restroom, but I did. And
well, you do what you got to do, man.
Yeah, when it's just desperate enough. I mean, I was looking for a litter box over at the pet section on the way back there. Oh, and guys, just so y'all know, we've got part 3 of Disaster at White Creek's Bridge up there. So
that's right.
It is available for your viewing pleasure.
It has received quite a bit of viewing.
Yes.
Across the social streams.
There you go, Michael. Go wherever you could.
All right, now this was out of my family's affordability, but it is mom approved. But I know of ladies who had them. Nice cars.
Okay.
The Buick LeSabre. That was a nice riding car, dude.
Oh, I hated those.
You hated them?
I hated them.
Look at it. Produced 59 to 2005. The original cost $2,485. Which back when think about 59. Think about that was a lot of money, man. You could get a house for that in some cases, man. Crazy. That's why I say there was no way my family could ever afford that. My dad was bringing home when I was born. He was bringing home, I don't know, like $75 a week after taxes. I mean, there was no way we could afford something like that. But why do you hate it? Why do you hate that car?
I never liked the way they looked. Never.
Oh, you didn't like the way it looked?
No. I never.
Well, it's a good riding car though, and a good running car.
Okay. I just don't like the way they look. Never have.
Oh, that's it, huh?
It's ugly. It's one of the worst looking cars ever made.
No, man, that's not even the top 10, man. Come on, man.
Dude. That's an ugly car.
I could see old Joe driving that.
Like Joe can even drive anymore. He can't find his way to get the door open.
But I'm saying he would drive it.
Depends.
Not funny. But Buick was when I was growing up. Buick was a lot of people around. That's what they always said. Buy Buick.
Yeah.
I never heard much about the Ford, Chevy, or anything. Everybody, all the people said, if you want quality, buy Buick or Cadillac. That's what I always heard.
Okay.
All those people had money.
It's an ugly car.
I don't think it's ugly. I don't know where you're getting it.
Well, you also crumple your biscuits, so
it looks like a mob car.
It don't even look like a good mob car.
Oh man!
Trying to see what the license plate on the front said. Looks like it says
Look at how big that
It's on
engine
wheels.
compartment is, man. That's a big engine.
That is a big engine. They had plenty of room to work on it because the engine inside it was about that big. Well, y'all couldn't see them holding my hands up. Had a Tinker Toy engine in it.
No, that's a good engine, man. Come on, man.
Come on, man. I know.
All right. But I like to be able to.
Dude, you were leaving this ugly car up there for a long
Well,
time.
the more you drop, I don't want to go through drop about it. I'm gonna leave it up there. So This is what Rob wrote in.
Okay. I know this car. Let me go ahead and tell you. My mama had 2 wooden panel station wagons. And the first one was a Toyota, and it was brown. It was a brown car with the wood panel on it. It looked horrible. My mom loved these wooden panel cars. And then she bought an Oldsmobile, I think it was Oldsmobile station wagon that was white with the wood panel. Oh my gosh. I think that's pretty. Oh my god.
There's no way to look cool pulling up in that car.
No way. No way.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, like that looks like something you rode your family all pulled up in to go to church, and the kids was in the very, very back.
Yeah.
And I've done that. I know what I'm talking about. And my uncle who had one, not the exact kind, but had one like that. We rode in the back down a dirt road. And man, it was rough. You'd have to pull your shirt up over your face riding down the road, man, if somebody come along, man, especially. So we'd always be spitting out dirt when we got to church, man. In the summertime, it was rough. And, I never remember being in one with air conditioning on. It was always all windows down.
It's ugly.
The country squire. I'd say it probably ran pretty good, though.
Oh, yeah. Both of them ran pretty good. But I remember, Toyotas, Mama was like, I don't know why they call it a Toyota. And I was like, why? It got all these toys in it. And it had the intermittent wipers, and it had this, and it had that. And
oh, yeah. I remember the Dart, the air conditioning, it was the little box down here. It didn't come with air conditioning. The box and the windows, that was your air conditioning.
Yeah, we called that 260 air. Roll down 2 windows and go 60 miles an hour. Yeah.
But a lot of air would come through that box, though. I mean, when you were rolling, it would. And to a degree, it did cool off a little bit because it was, as it filtered through and everything. So that was pretty cool. All right, let's look at another one here.
All right, what we
got here? Chrysler Newport. It's a cigarette.
Oh my gosh. This is another car here to me that should never have been produced.
Why is that? It is pretty ugly, I have to admit.
It doesn't look much better than that one.
It does have, it does have a pretty good amount of chrome on it.
Oh yeah, because chrome is sexy.
That car looks like something that came out of a 1960s movie where the bad guys were, were racist guys were riding down the road. That looks like what that looks like, to be honest.
If you'd have got a Plymouth Fury up there, we could have had Christine. Oh my goodness.
Well, speaking of which, the Plymouth Fury.
Oh. This was another. Now, okay, I like the Plymouth. I like the Plymouth Fury. I do. And not because of the movie Christine. I like the way they look. I like the Plymouth Fury, although I hate white walls. And why the heck they turn the tires around, I don't know.
Remember how you go to the tire place and they would always ask you the white out or in,
In.
I never liked that look, but there were a lot of people. Boy, that'd be heck to keep clean too, keep white.
Oh, you ain't kidding. I guarantee you, Frank's got white walls on his car. Look out there with a toothbrush.
Check those mirrors out, dude.
I love it. But there's no way that tent is street legal.
No, there's no way. And
Well,
I bet those
never had that much tent on it.
On the front end, those things are blinkers, right? Like when you blink, before you put the blinkers on, yeah. It flashes up there. It is a good looking car to a degree. You know, it is 2 doors, so it's a little sleeker. Got a lot of chrome. Don't like those wheels, man.
No.
That.
No. And this is a little earlier model, I think, than the one that was in Christine.
Yeah, probably.
I do like the side view mirrors up there where they're at.
The side view mirrors are cool. I got to admit, I like that. That's pretty cool. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the Mercury Colony Park wagon. That looks like the car out of Vacation, man, or something.
And this looks like the second wood panel station wagon that my mom got. Oh my gosh.
It looks better than the other one. I like the fact the lights have the covers, that comes down.
Okay, that's cool, but not on a station wagon. There ain't no way to make a station wagon cool. None. There was absolutely no way to make a station wagon cool. None. They put wood panels on them all. You know why? Because they thought it would make it look cool. It didn't. They put that little chrome thing on the top where you could put stuff on top of it that no one ever used.
Yeah.
Because they thought it would make it look cool. It didn't. They put them little covers on the lights because they thought it'd make it look cool. It didn't. I'm just telling you, there was no way to make that car look or be cool. None. I mean, the only one that thought that was cool was Mama. But Mama got aggravated at that car too. All right, just for the record. Because those cars were long enough that you could get out of her reach. Not saying that I ever had to do that.
That's a lot of car to clean right there, man. That's a lot of washing right there. I mean, my goodness.
Well, you take into account my mama being very short. And she's built like me. I got T-Rex arms. Little short, stubby arms. And but Mama had the same thing. And she turned around, reached around. I'm going to bust your... And you're in the very back. And she's reaching in the back seat. She can't see where you're at. And just reach, I'm going to bust your... Get up there. Boy.
The great thing about those cars is you could lay down as a kid if you were the only kid there. You had a bed, man. I mean, you could sleep, man. I mean, it was great,
Because they all had that great big bench seat. Now, the only thing wrong with that was that's why the Nagas went extinct. Because they were making so many of these bench seats with the Naga hide on it.
Yeah.
And they get hot in the summertime down here. And let me tell you something. You sit on Naga hide gingerly when it's hot. You make sure your shorts or whatever are all the way to the edge. That Naga hide to hold some heat, dude. Well, which Nagas were cold. They live in the cold anyway.
Yeah. Oh man, a lot of memories, man. A lot of memories. You imagine how much gas those things were sucking, man. What did they get about?
Oh my gosh,
10 miles a gallon or something, maybe.
Floor can get 3. But all of these cars, just about none of them had leather hardly. Most of them was Naga hide.
Yeah.
And there's still a few Nagas out there. They're talking about raising them here again in Georgia. Peter's got this movement going about save the Nagas still.
Save the Nagas.
Yeah. Have you ever seen a Naga?
No.
Oh. I'll see if I can find you a picture. I can see right now you already think I'm full of crap.
I didn't say a word. Didn't say a word. All right, the AMC Hornet. A little smaller. This is definitely on the smaller side, but my friend had an AMC. It wasn't the Hornet, but it was on that same body style. And what was the sister to that? Oh man, it was actually a pretty good running car, pretty good ride. But same body style, just changed the name, flashed it up a little bit different, and you got you got you got another car. That's what they did. But look at the original starting price, even in 1970s, less than $2,000. Some of those were a lot more. So this definitely was a scaled down car that the family could afford, even new and pay on, and you know. I do miss, and they're trying to bring it back a little bit, but of course it's fake, but the fake chrome. But I do miss all the cars that had a lot of chrome on them in the 70s and even in the 50s, obviously 60s and 70s. But that was sharp. You get out there and shine your chrome up and everything on your car. That was pretty cool. But the Hornets, they still some of them rolling around out there. My neighbor had one that was a station wagon, though. I do remember that. So they had the Hornet, and it was they had that show, the Green Hornet. My neighbor's car was green, but it wasn't. It's like a lime green Hornet, man, station wagon. And I remember right, it was a stick on the column. I mean, you're doing this whole thing.
A three on the column. You have.
I did my dad's truck.
Yeah,
he had a Dodge truck. Sure did. It was, the H, but it was one was reverse, but they were bad to get hung up, Sometimes the motor they started getting loose and everything.
Can you read that?
No, it's pretty small.
All right. Well, I'll read it out loud. I assume that most of you are unaware that in addition to being chairman of the FENG, I'm also president of the Save the Naga Society. I've been actively involved in trying to save the Naga from extinction for many years. While Nagas existed in most parts of the world in large numbers, over the years they've been hunted for their hides for use in making furniture. In my youth, my parents had chairs and a couch covered in material made from Nagas. These cute little creatures have very tough skin, and the product that is made from it is, of course, called Naga hide. While one can't argue with the durability of the... Okay, I can't keep going. I can't do it. I want to do it. I just can't. I can't. Save the Naga was a fictional campaign to protect the Naga, a fictional animal with leather-like skin from extinction. It was created in the 1960s by an ad man, George Lewis, to promote Naga hide, a faux leather product. The campaign included a comic character named Earl C. Watkins, who led the Save the Naga project. The claim that Naga hide was made from the skin of the Naga, an animal that could shed his skin without harm. Naga dolls, which were popular advertising icons in the 1960s and 70s. And the claim that a herd of Naga is often mistaken for a room full of furniture. The Naga creature has faded into obscurity, but the Naga hide products live on. You can still adopt a Naga on the Naga hide website.
Nice.
We should get on the cryptid channels and start trying to do something to save the Naga.
Save the Naga.
Yes. Yes, we need to save the Nagas. All of them. Poor little guys. Chuck, are you a Naga? Chuck, where are you at?
Hang on just a second, Rob. I'll be right back.
He's stalking me. I got to watch that little orange cat because he'll come out here and he'll stalk me. He'll attack my foot, my ankles, my hand. He's a little snot sometimes. I don't know where he's at.
I said I'll be right back. Oh, Chuck. I thought you about me.
Oh, well, I had to watch that little snot. There he is.
He's gonna bite you, man. I'm telling you, he's gonna do a no. He's gonna jump off the back shelf there, and he's gonna take you out, man.
Kitty tonight. Come here, Choppers. Oh my goodness. Say hi to everybody. Oh my goodness.
Oh, Chuck.
Poor little bitty, helpless, starving one-eyed kitty. I see somebody waving behind you.
She's
hey,
hiding
say hi to my cat.
Say hi
Oh,
to
there's
Chuck.
my other cat too. Oh, he about fell off and he sunk his claws in my leg. Go away. It's too late. He about fell off my leg and he sunk his claws out right into it. She can't hear me.
The ever going. No, she can't hear you. But
I'm all ready for school. I got everything.
He's found more ways to make me bleed this week. I know my leg's bleeding. He sunk them in deep. That hurt.
the ever adventures of the saga of Chuckers the cat. He's becoming a podcast star.
Yes,
One-eyed Chuck, who attacks the Rob.
He's a Naga. He's one of the last living Nagas.
He kind of looks like a
He could be a Naga. Does not a Naga sound like a character from Star Wars? Oh, I got to share this.
or Star Trek. Planet Naga.
Yeah.
The Nagas are invading Earth.
There you go. The Nagas. You can adopt a Naga.
I like it.
Oh, here was another image.
Roll that
of
down.
Nagas.
Roll that down a little bit. What was that top picture? Oh yeah.
Yeah. Nagas are friends, not furniture.
Is that Nancy Pelosi?
No. That thing, don't you insult that thing. That thing's way prettier than her.
I thought it was a State of the Union address, you know.
No.
Bad Dave. Shouldn't have said that.
That thing's way prettier than Nancy Pelosi. Who are you kidding? She looks like the southbound end of a northbound pack mule that's been shaved and been out in the desert for about 6 months, rolling around, got sand all. Oh, don't get me started.
All right, let's look at I'm gonna look at put several cars up on the last of our mama approved cars. We can talk about different ones that we don't have, but here's some a little more modern. And so we'll roll through these. We have several on the screen.
Okay.
And here you go. The Mercury Sable Wagon. Definitely mom approved car.
Okay.
Definitely.
Toyota RAV4.
See, I see. Matter of fact, I had a lady cut me off in a RAV4 here just the other day, man. She cut me off big time, man. I was like, oh, you and your RAV4. Honda Pilot's
the Mercury
definitely.
Sable wagon it needed wood panels on it.
It needed something. The Sable
needed
something.
Okay. The RAV4 that was the young moms that were out there.
Yes.
They had to have the RAV4 because it was still a soccer mom car. Get over it. But they thought it was cool.
Honda Pilot's definitely. I've known
all right.
people. I borrowed one to drive to Florida once. Pastor's wife had one, and we were going to rent a car because ours at the time we just wouldn't feel like it'd make the trip. You know? And they let us drive theirs. It's a good riding car, but definitely the Honda Pilots. Yeah. Definitely mom approved. And my goodness, how many Dodge Caravans do you think were sold in America, man? Man, I want to tell you, I'll come back to that in a minute, the Dodge Caravan. I want to tell you a story here in a minute.
I got a story on the stupid Dodge Caravans, too.
I think everybody does, man. And, of course, the counter to each other, the Camry and the Accord, two of the better selling cars, and others like them, but a little more modern.
Those weren't soccer mom cars. They might have been mom approved.
They're mom approved though.
But the trunk on the Accord just wasn't big enough. It wasn't. Moms didn't like the Honda Accord. They liked the Camry. It had the bigger trunk. But that Honda Accord, I mean, you couldn't hardly call a carload of youngins in that thing and put your groceries in there.
That's for the city drivers, you know, a little smaller, get around the city, a little trendy drive there, you know.
If I'm driving around in the city, I'd rather have that Dodge Caravan with a snowplow attachment on the front of it or a bumper guard.
And I didn't put, other than the Caravan, I didn't put any minivans, but that's become the modern day soccer mom car in the vehicle. You know, you load them all up with the doors on both sides that open. You know, they love that, and they love that back one that has, you know, the hatch that automatically hit a button and it comes down.
Oh, yeah.
I see them all the time with them. They just think that's so cool. You can almost see it's like they're putting on sunglasses when they do it. Like, yeah, I got one of those kind of cars.
Yeah.
But I want to tell you about the Dodge Caravan. We went, me and I'm pretty sure it's Dodge Caravan. Me and Jackie and Roger and my wife, and it might have been a couple others. We all went to the Georgia game. It was their car, their minivan. And I don't know, but apparently on those, once you've had them for a while, the fuel filter goes. It messes up.
Yeah.
And that's about a 3-hour drive for us to get home from Athens, Georgia, back home. A little bit longer for them because they lived out on the mountain. That trip took about 6 hours because we could only drive. It didn't have any problem on the way down, but on the way back, it would just sputter and cut out about every, I don't know, forget how many miles. It would have to sit for a minute and then it would relax or something, and we would start up and go again. That was the longest trip, man.
I believe I'd have stopped at the AutoZone and said, give me a new fuel filter for this thing.
Well, it's down in the gas tank, man. We'd have had to disassemble, empty all the gas out and everything.
Pump.
I meant pump.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I meant fuel pump. But it was a bad drive, man. Sorry, I meant pump.
I'm sorry, you're fine.
But I was thinking of the filter on the pump. There's a filter in there that filters out things, and that's what went bad. He got it fixed, but it took 2 days.
Well, I'll tell you something. You take that fuel pump out, you take that little piece of junk filters on the end of that fuel pump, and you throw it in the garbage, and you go further up the line, you put you an inline fuel filter on that sucker. You don't change the filter on fuel pump at one time, and that's to take it out and throw it away. Personal
we got some comments came in.
We do.
Pick a few of those out there, Rob. And
it's C Native. He was on here the other night. My mama says that alligators are ornery because they got all them teeth but no toothbrush. That's a water boy. Said, I never liked leather seats because of the heat-cold issue. Look, I didn't mind the cold, but them Naugahyde seats, when you sit on them, my goodness, they blister you. I mean, blister you. Naugas and snipes are on the endangered species list. Thank you. And they still have plenty of Naugas in China. Well,
without a doubt.
No, I don't know. They found out that you could eat them once you get them skinned. So they won't have them for very long. Sorry. The Naugas are going to be extinct. We need to save the Naugas. We got to get with Greg on Backwood Cryptids on that.
Yeah, we do. And a lot of these cars had cloth seats too. I mean, they didn't all have that, but
yeah, but
they'd get all stained up and everything.
Stuff. It looked like somebody's old. It looked like somebody's couch from the 1960. You know, in the 1924 and 2024, and it's done been sat on by 50,000 kids with their snacks and everything.
Cars I didn't put, which were used by moms around me. We never had one. A lady next door, her she had the Pinto. I rode in the back of a Pinto a lot, dude. That's not even a full seat, man. That's like it's definitely for kids. But
Yeah.
I think the last time I rode the back seat of one, I was probably a teenager. We all went to the pool or something. She drove us down there, and definitely was the Pinto, man, which I think were death traps, weren't they, from the back because the fuel tank's bad to explode if you got rear-ended there. I think the Pintos had a
Yeah.
problem with that. There's a couple of cars had problems with that, but you definitely had that with the Pintos.
Okay. I do have a Pinto story.
All right.
You know, I'm a pretty healthy fella. And
Well, wait a minute, you didn't tell me your Dodge Caravan story.
Oh, my former father-in-law loved the Dodge Caravan. He had two of them. And he drove one down here and he pulled the other one. And the one that he drove down here ended up breaking down. And so he pulled the parts off of it and got the other one running. And then he loves them. And then he went out and bought a new one. Well, new, it was new to him, but a newer model. And he had it for 2 days. It was broke down, you know, and then they had to get it fixed. And he spent all this money getting it fixed, and it broke down again. Dodge Caravans are pieces of crap. Dodge Caravan, yes, that is a good way to put that. You can't polish a turd, okay?
Oh, man.
A Dodge Caravan is a piece of poop.
Just offended a lot of Dodge Caravan owners.
Oh, my father-in-law ain't listening. I hope he does. Maybe he'll get off that Caravan kick. You know, Pinto
Right, Pinto
was an awesome car. Okay? Buddy of mine invited me to go hunting with him up in Washington State. That was after I got out of service. I flew up there, maybe at the airport. We go hunting in the Bighorns. Driving a little yellow Pinto. And he was about the same size as I was. And we go up on these old dirt roads and trails and everything and finally get to where we're going, past the ranger station, all this stuff. And back that time, I was still drinking. And he said, I got the steak. I said, all right. You know, well, I'm a butcher. And I know as soon as he pulled the steak out, I knew what that was. It was a round steak to cook over a campfire. Let me tell you something. You're chewing for 3 days on that. But we had some baked taters and we wrapped them in tinfoil, threw them in the fire, you know. But then we got started drinking and we never did get around to eating. Well, the next morning, I hear scratching outside the tent. And there was a black bear trying to get them taters out. Well, I dropped the black bear from inside the tent. And he was still doing the big slobber sleep, you know. He tore the whole tent down. Well, later on in the day, once he recovered from that, later on in the day, he shot a deer. So here we are, driving down these roads in a Pinto with him on one side, me on the other, and in the back of the car, we got this big ass mule deer and this black bear. And it's scrubbing. We got down to the ranger station, and the rangers were dying laughing.
I don't blame them.
I said, what? We were like, what? I said, we heard y'all coming all the way down. In fact, we know exactly where y'all was at. We know you got something back there. Let's see what you got.
That's killer.
That's my Pinto story.
The Pinto.
Yeah.
Which I guess was named after the horse, right? I mean,
yeah, they weren't that big either. I mean, a Pinto break down on you in a heartbeat. You know, it wasn't made to haul a bear and a deer at one time. With two fat guys in there.
My other neighbor had a Vega, and I've got a Vega story.
All right, let's hear
it. My best friend, God bless him. You know, he's like my brother. Unfortunately, was murdered when we were both 21. But great, just funny guy. But his dad was a truck driver, which, you know, you got to have fun with truck drivers. But this Vega didn't have cruise control. But his dad he went and he got one that you could, put on the Vega or any car, I guess. So I don't know where he bought it at, but he added the box there and ran all of it and everything. And this thing though didn't act like cruise controls that I know. If you push that thing, you set it, whatever speed you set it at, when you crank the car up, I mean, the engine would just go to that speed. I've seen him more than once do his dad that way, man. He would have it set, man. He would crank the car and it would just take off, man. I mean, he'd look at him every time, man, like, will you stop it? It was a death trap, man. I'm like, we're going to get killed. I don't know why you got this thing set like that. I'm like, man, will you leave him alone? You're going to give him a heart attack.
When I was learning how to drive, my mom would not let me use the cruise control, period. Because you want me to get used to with my foot on the pedal.
Yeah.
And finally, one day she told me to go ahead and start using the cruise control. Never used it before, but I'd set it, and that was much better. That was cool. And we pulled up to a stop sign. I stopped. And I thought, well, heck, I'll just hit the resume button. So I hit the resume button on that thing. And that old wood panel station wagon, Bubba, it hunkered down. It said, I hit the resume and said, "Ball." It just launched, dude. And Mom was like, oh, oh, oh. We finally got to speed, and that thing, it went over and it came back down to it. And she was like, don't shoot. She was doing the Flintstone brakes and everything. Her little legs were just trying to stomp a hole through the bottom of that car to slow us down. It was amazing.
He also, on his AMC, which is stupid, I couldn't believe he did it, he unlatched the hood. I don't think he meant to unlatch it fully. I think he just meant for it to rattle. Well, we start down. It's right here on the road I live on now. I mean, I was with him. We started going down the road. The whole hood comes up. It's like a scene out of Tommy Boy or something, man. I mean, he was like, he thought it was coming through the windshield, man. He's got his arms crossed like, oh, it bent the hood, dude. You're going to kill us. So I didn't know it was going to come all the way up. I thought I had it just where it would just rattle. He was aggravating his dad. He messed up. On that Vega, we were over in Las Vegas one time, and his dad had some business over there. My friend was 15 at the time. He had his learners, but he wasn't fully licensed. And so he said, let's run her around the block while he's in there taking care of business. So here he goes. So we ran around the back. He's horsing around back there. Well, he goes to turn around because those alleys and stuff are not that big in the parking lots. So he realizes he's going to have to turn around. Well, he didn't see it, but there was like an old piece of metal there. And he backed underneath it, like he wedged some of the car underneath it, and it scratched and put a divot in the top of the car. So he panics. So he gets out, and he jumps in and he takes off, and it scratches it again, and we pull back up, and he jumps over it, he slides over in the passenger seat. And I'm back there like, oh man, we are dead, like dead. So his dad comes out of the little place where he's doing business, and he comes walking up, and he's walking by, and he comes around the back, which a lot of people would. They go around the back to get in. And he's walking by, and he stops, and we see him looking at it, and I'm like, we're dead, man. You are dead, but I'm dead too because, I'm here. And he's like, I said, you better think of something quick. So his dad says, hey, what happened on the car back here? He said, there was a bus come by, and it hit the car. He said, the top of the car? Yeah, I think it was the mirror or something, and hit it. He goes, well, did you get the number off the bus or a license plate? He goes, no, I was too scared. He bought that story. I could not believe it, man. I'm like, nobody in their right mind would ever believe the story that you just told. His dad said, well, man, I'd like to catch that guy, man. He needs to pay for my car, like he hit it and all. And he told everybody that story, went home and told everybody that. No, his boy was over there horsing around the car and wrecked it, man. He believed that story.
We came home from work here, or from Tallahassee here one night. And we got in it was about 10 o'clock at night. And I'm thinking, I'm looking down toward the creek and I'm thinking, are they burning those fields over there? It's about that time of year. It don't really look like they've made a fire over there. And I got down there and got out of the car and I could hear people talking. Yeah, they're over there burning that field over there. And I got looking, no, that don't look right. And then I see somebody walk up out of the creek. And he walks back down into the creek. So I'll go in and I grab him shotgun and go down there. It's 3 teenagers in the creek with a Jeep. Now, we didn't go down and look at the creek, but I mean, the sides on this creek are like straight down in mud. They got down in the creek and was horsing around on that Jeep and went to drive back out and was stuck. And they would back up and hit that bank just as hard as they go and it would stop. So I thought they needed more weight on there. So they got one of the guys was getting up on the very front of the Jeep and they would hit that bank and try to get enough weight on it and it'd stop. And I thought, y'all go kill yourselves. Quit that. So then my uncle came up on the other side of them, scared the snot out of them. I got a flashlight on from one direction. My uncle's got it from the other direction. And he was talking to them, and he knew who their daddy was. So we've already called him. And he said, well, that's probably a good thing. It's being down here in the creek in your Jeep. I mean, what are you thinking? So eventually the daddy showed up, and him and Gary talked a little bit, and he come up there and said, all right, who's the genius responsible for this? And one of them just hung his head. I said, it was my idea, Daddy. He said, that don't surprise me none. And they winched him out. And that don't surprise me none, boy. So we see all kind of stuff in this creek. We see fish and birds and alligators and jeeps and deer and beavers, chupacabra. What if the Jeep was a chupacabra and they were trying to ride it out?
Well, there's always that possibility.
Hey, I got a favor to ask you.
What's that?
It's about time for a commercial or two, and I need coffee.
I was fixing to ask you if you wanted me to do that.
Yeah.
I figured you was about.
See how I was having to raise my cup up to get to the coffee?
No problem, man. We'll be right back.
Hey,
this is Rob and Dave with the Southern Fried Podcast. One of our shows that we love the most is Front Porch Talking. Our Friday night show, which starts at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, has become a tradition here at the Southern Fried. We appreciate you so much for stopping by on the front porch where we grab our sweet tea or coffee or whatever we're drinking and just sit on the front porch, wave at the neighbors as they go by, and just have a great discussion. We usually don't have a topic or theme. We just like to talk, and we like for you to stop by on the front porch as well. It's a Southern tradition, and Rob and Dave, we're all about the South. We live here in the state of Georgia, and all through the South or throughout wherever you live in the United States or the world, remember, as Rob says, it's a Southern state of mind. Join us each Friday night at 8 p.m. with our friends. Become part of that Cornbread Nation Breadhead crew, and join us on the front porch, and let's talk. Thank you so much. Here at the Southern Fried Podcast, one of the blessed things we've been able to do is partner with the wonderful people at Animal Rescue Alliance, Inc., ARA. These folks are a no-kill shelter in Donaldsonville, Georgia. You see the contact info on the screen. And these folks would love to have you come adopt a dog or a cat. They have folks that come from all over the United States, not just the state of Georgia. They're great folks. It's been a wonderful partnership between Southern Fried Podcast and ARA. And we've been blessed to meet some of the folks that have adopted animals from ARA. Also, we've been able to encourage people to donate and volunteer. They encourage volunteers that are in the area, and they're just wonderful people. We'd love for you to contact them, meet them too, go on their website, see some of the animals, and we know you'll want to partner with them too by taking a dog or a cat to their forever home. Join with us, the Southern Fried Podcast, in support of this great work of the Animal Rescue Alliance, Inc., ARA. We know you'll be happy you did. I know we are.
Hello, folks. Just got finished an interview with the Southern Fried Podcast about the upcoming movie called The Keeper. It's in movie theaters nationwide. It'll be streaming in November. It's about a veteran who attempted to hike the Appalachian Trail, successfully ended the trail while fighting his battle with PTSD. It's based on a true story. I hope y'all go see it. It has a wonderful message. It's a very powerful movie. But yeah, please go see it.
And that movie is out, and it is on Amazon Prime. And I bought the movie, and I'll be watching that ongoing. If you know anybody that is a veteran or deals with PTSD, it is loves to hike. Has a great story all the way through. And George is an awesome individual. And keep up with him on Facebook page. He's always got something going on that's interesting. We do want to also mention our affiliation with Mammoth Nation. Matter of fact, I was sent an email from them today and looking at a new one of the other vendors that I haven't seen before, actually 2 or 3, and was online looking at some of their things. We've been spotlighting a vendor a week, and this week it's Squatch survival gear. So you never know when you're going to need those survival things, especially with what's been going on in America. But they offer a lot of different things. This is just a collection of them. I like the energy pack there. It has all the energy you need. If you're out and needing that, we just never know. You know, maybe while you're dodging drones, you need to refire up the cell phone or whatever. They've got those things. So go give them a check. But if you become a member of Mammoth Nation, you get a lot of discounts as you go through their portal back into these vendor sites, which are all American owned and support America or are not woke in any way. And they're vetted and approved by Mammoth Nation. And I've been able to purchase some things from several of them, and will continue to do so. I want to put my money where my mouth is and support American businesses. I'm tired of as our friend Steve says, the Chinesium. I'm tired of that. Rob, love these folks, and Mammoth Nation rocks.
Yes. I got to change my thing over here.
Change your thing.
Yeah, my membership.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to pay on the monthly, I think.
Yeah, that's cool. They just had cut that thing in half, from $250 to $125, and I just had the money at the time. And I said, you know what? This is something I'm going to do from now on. So I became a lifetime member. So, and I've put it to use. I've already saved some money, found some deals. I'm always a deal. I look for deals. I look for clearances and stuff like that. Then I also got discounts, and I've enjoyed the stuff that I've got. In fact, the hat I'm wearing came from one of the vendors. The Fishers of Men hat I'm wearing, I think that was from God's Country Camo, and was reasonably priced, got discounts, and I love it. It's a very comfortable hat. I love it. So anyway, we just to me, supporting them is like, and I'm a big believer in going into small town Americans, supporting local small businesses like Decatur Diner or these online folks like Steve at Half Pine Forge. Support these folks. But to me, it's like that ability to go into the small business in the center of town, and there's page after page of them. So anyway, I just love that they're American owned and American supported, America first. Love those guys, and they got great videos, man. They really take it. When you see their videos or their emails or something, you're like, amen. I mean, they're always on point. They're always making those statements that we all say on here or around the water cooler or wherever, or at church, things that we're not happy about and things we want to see changed. They're already out there saying it. I love those folks, Mammoth Nation. And I'm not saying that just because we're an affiliate. We have never received any. We haven't. If we never get a dime, I just want to support them. So maybe one day it will, but right now we've not received a dime. But we believe in it. We've spent money with them, and we're going to continue to do that.
We're going to support them. We hope everybody else does too. And I've said it a bunch of times: vote with your wallet.
Yep.
Absolutely, vote with your wallet. Why keep spending money and to get the same stuff for people that are going to do woke stuff or DEI, whatever no junk mess they do?
Yeah.
And you get you can spend your money here, and they support conservative stuff. So I mean,
and I used to years ago when I worked in warehousing, I used to get so mad when I would get a lot of the things that were bought, were ordered in. They came from a lot of countries like that. You could just throw a dart and hit any of them, and we'd see those. And they ain't got no good trees, man. And all of them had that crappy cardboard they come in. They'd be falling apart as they came off the truck. I used to hate that.
I didn't create a big old Mexican meal. I like to call it chalupa cabra.
I like it. There's a lot more people going looking for that than they are the chupacabra. Although there's a lot of people.
I don't know. There's a lot of people out there.
Well, there is, but I guarantee you, those little Mexican restaurants are filled with people looking for those, one right after the other. I like that. Absolutely. Thanks y'all for being in the chats tonight.
Yes.
And we have quite a few on Instagram. Thank you for those folks. I'm sure Rumble, don't see any in Kick right now. Hadn't been able to check Twitch, but thank y'all for being here from wherever you're coming from, YouTube, Facebook, Rumble, which we do see the one Rumble, but I don't know the total numbers. I don't have it pulled up, but thank y'all so much. We have different streams out there. And one of these days, maybe StreamYard will get all of those chats into one place. Some of them are not. So, yes, Michael. We see. And you're coming in from YouTube. So we do see that. I don't see, it's weird. I was doing other night when I was having some trouble and didn't feel great either. And I was having some getting in the studio. I think we about got her. We got one more thing we want to do. But anyway, I was working chats a lot and I was looking at the different streams and the chats in those streams and comparing them and kind of seeing how that works. It was interesting. So I just moved around to different ones and, actually, it would. Tonight. Yes, it does. It does show that Celtic Blacksmith. Yes. And I didn't pull up Rumble to see, but I know sometimes it does some weird things as well with you. So we'll pop that up because the people on Instagram don't see it unless we put it on screen. So I don't guess, and if you're in YouTube, you may not see it. I don't know. So depends on because we see it, but I don't know if everybody else sees that. So yeah. Yeah, we were popping up cars, man. We weren't looking at chat so much. We got busy talking.
We was talking cars. We both had the cars pulled up.
Yeah, we were caught up in those cars, man. We kind of the second hour we just talk about whatever, and I didn't want to pull too many, bore you to death, but I did want to have some of the cars as a visual.
What? Did you go off on a rant?
What was your rant? What was your rant, man?
Retype it.
Retype it.
Type it in all caps so we know you're ranting. Do we need to send you a link so you can pop in and do your rant? Are you going to do it in a high-pitched woman's voice?
I bet he was happy today, first day of the week. Monday, yeah. I went back to work today.
It's Ohio. It's cold up there. You know he was happy to get on that This is when he does all his work. That's what Rumble calls their super chats or donations or whatever. What, rants?
Well, you know, when I was in the Rumble stream the other night, I did see one of those. And I don't think that I've never seen it posted here. So that's weird. We may have to we're going to have to get where we're seeing those individually as well. It's kind of weird how they do.
When my wife was staying here, I mean, I heard a lot of those. I didn't see any, but I heard a lot. I hadn't heard any since she moved out. Chucker's pretty quiet. He's a good listener. Where's my Chucker?
I say nothing. Dude, I was, you know, I know you've listened to what is the morning show guys that they stream into all these radio stations on KZ? What is that?
John Boy and Billy Big Show.
Man, I was coming home. I guess they were playing a clip of that when I was headed home. I was like, I can't believe it's funny. I couldn't believe they had it on the radio, man. They was I'm glad you did, Celtic Blacksmith, and thank you for that. You know what? We appreciate everything, man. I appreciate the whatever somebody gives, man. Thank you for that. But they were doing the I can't remember all of it, and I'm not even going to repeat some of it. But they were it was funny because we were doing the cars tonight, and they were doing this car thing, which I thought this is amazing. Like we just planned to do this, and I was coming home, and it had one guy. He's like the deep manly voice. Then it had his beer buddy, and then it had another guy that was. Well, we'll just say a lot in the slippers, you know, but they were going on about it, and they had a girl in there that was, she was called Butch or something, you know, and they were talking about the different. They had characters going on, and one time they're in the car, and they're making these comments about this little car, and you know, I forget what kind of car it was, and how weak it was. It wasn't manly and everything, and at one point, the guy says, well, let me turn on the radio for you. And I said, you know, what are you going to play? I don't know. It's like Tracy Chapman or something like that, you know, is what he was playing. They're like, oh, you know, we won't rock and roll. But if the skit went on for like 5 minutes or something, and they hit everything that you're not supposed to say nowadays. It was all in there. I was like, wow, I can't believe they had that on there.
Hey, Celtic Blacksmith, just so you know, we don't care if it's a buck or a doe. Venison is good.
And we can run a trot line.
And a country boy can survive.
That's right. That's right. I thought you was going to buckle on that one. Like you just delayed there for a second. Like, surely.
I did. I wanted to make you panic.
I wouldn't have panicked. I would just laugh at you.
He's going to leave me hanging.
Yeah, sometimes, Mike, the chats act weird, man.
Yeah.
And what did he say? It's all because you said you don't make it. We would expect nothing less. I love it.
Absolutely.
We can't say that now.
No. We made a buck. Then we had to run a trot line. His neighbor gave it to him. Oh, you just
a couple pounds of it for
what's wrong? He's got a couple pounds for his neighbor.
That's a great neighbor.
Yeah, it's an awesome neighbor.
Could you use 200 pounds of venison for your freezer? Sure.
Yeah, it's just a couple of pounds though, but you know.
Yeah, but still, best morning biscuit ever had was some deer tenderloin, man.
Maybe that'll work a little better.
Yeah, they do show up good. It seems like they do. But even though the super chats don't, or the rants, or whatever they call them. So how was work today, Steve? Work is work.
Amish I think it's made up into sausage, but I can make it work. The Amish believe in hunting, apparently. I thought they didn't like using modern conveniences and stuff. What do they go hunting with? A slingshot? I bet they go hunting with a slingshot and a piece of corn. Bows. Oh, I'm sorry. Bows. Okay. I guess that'd make a little more sense, but plus Amish are fine with firearms. Okay. I'll think a little better of them then. They're not fine with pockets, so how do they carry their bullets in their gun? Best place to carry your bullets. I can just see him out there with a slingshot.
Wouldn't that be like a Weird Al Yankovic song? Amish doing a Saturday Night Special, but using Amish as the. I could see him do it. It just seems like something he would do.
Mr. Amish, you're having a night special.
I'm telling you, man, it's
He was popping off. He was popping off that right a couple years ago. Scared the bejesus out of me and my dad. That loud. Also, they have pockets, just no zippers. The ones I don't know that much about them. I remember going to Wisconsin when I was a kid and they would watch them ride around in buggies. I sure did feel bad for them because them horses, they poo a lot. Now, I guess that's why they got that buggy on the wheel so they can get away from it in a hurry, you know.
They have a lot of accidents, man. People
hit them. Like instead of a windshield, they have a poop shield. What? Do what, Dave? I missed that.
I was saying that there's a lot of accidents. People driving along in cars hit them. You know, they're driving crazy, and there's been some tragic deaths up in Ohio and you know, some of those areas up in there, Pennsylvania. You hear it quite. I mean, every year you'll hear about a handful. It's sad, you know. I was in Missouri once and saw like a caravan of them. I don't remember what part of Missouri I was in, but I mean, like it was like a convoy of the Amish wagons. I guess they were all headed to town. I don't know.
Those buggies roll on autopilot. It's hilarious. The horse remember the way home. So some Amish guys will get drunk as a skunk and pass out behind the reins. Reins.
Remember that reality show? What it was the Amish Godfather or something, Amish Mafia or something. Yeah. It was so fake, but it was funny.
Yes. My granddaddy has no fear of going anywhere to find stuff. And we were on one of our trips to Wisconsin. He wanted to get the best maple syrup that he could find. And my grandmother's brother, my Uncle Dan, he was like, well, we'll go out here to the Amish place. I know where we can go get some really good maple syrup. But we did. And Grandpa bought like 3 gallons of it, you know. So, and it was right out of the tree. And I mean, it was, you know, they cooked it down and all that kind of stuff.
3 gallons?
3 gallons, yeah.
My God, man. I could last me 3 lifetimes, man.
I know. This is my granddaddy we're talking about. You never saw my granddaddy eat. He could have put 8 cook under the table. I'm telling you. So anyway, you know, we get this, but I'm looking around and seeing this, you know, and they got one of those old washing machines where you run the clothes through the things that's spinning and all that kind of stuff.
Also very dangerous.
Yeah, they were running the snot out of that thing, other little stuff. But, you know, I was like, I don't want to live like this. I want to go home. I couldn't wait to get out of there. Them guys do it rough. Not me. Nope.
Here's an idea, Steve. The next video you do, it needs to be something Amish that you make there on the forge. I mean, they definitely, you know, make things like that. You could come up with something. Might be a good tie-in for you.
I just thought of something you could make. I could actually use a wringer for my laundry. I'll get with you later on this, but I thought of something that you could make that might serve the Amish community well. or that girl that's wanting you to make a sword for her. So I'll get back with you on that. I'll send you a message on Facebook.
I need to go in the store. I want to make a purchase. I was thinking about it today.
Yeah. Hey, you might be able to make stuff for some of them Amish people up there. Yeah.
There you go. They'd be into that stuff, man. I mean,
Oh,
yeah.
oh yeah. Now you're hitting on something. Can you make square nails and horseshoes? Uh. Do they use square nails? Well, it sounds cold out there. That wind is howling down here.
We've had some wind gust here too. I can survive on. Hey, I could too.
Yeah,
I
can
could too.
As long as the steak ain't burnt, I'm good to go.
Oh, come on. Well done is not burnt.
It's burnt.
There is a burnt that people do, but that's not well done, man. Come on. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Steve, could you make a C and an N like for Cornbread Nation? Could you do that? That wouldn't be that hard, would it? That'd be cool.
Let's see, Dave. Let me know before you do. I know you wanted a triangle. I could probably make a custom invoice and add the one that I made so far. They're still working the bugs out of my jig. Oh, y'all done warmed up 28.
Yeah, I'll email you, man. I think I got your email. I don't know if I don't. I'll message you somehow. But I definitely want. There's one thing I want that's in the store, but I definitely want that triangle too. But
what if it's like not those symbols that they use for the branding irons or for the wrenches and stuff? What if we could just have like the wheel on the outside and then the CN on the inside? That would be freaking awesome.
It would be awesome. I've been thinking about that. I just had been meaning to ask about some stuff like this, with Cornbread Nation.
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool. I'll email you, man.
Oh.
We'll do a custom invoice.
Yes, custom invoice.
My friend with Orange County Forge. I don't know the name of the county he's in, but it just sounded cool. I think about those guys. They were always making those custom bikes, the Orange County choppers.
And see, Native, I'm going to go ahead and tell you now, if you're in North Carolina, it ain't much warmer over there. But I'm going to tell you something. That's pretty stinking cold on the stainless steel toilet seat on the shady side of the iceberg. That's chilly. That'd be the exact opposite of the heat of a Naugahyde bench seat in the summertime.
That's a great picture right there you painted with that. Like we all went there. We could see that.
A raccoon or a possum holding the Cornbread Nation sign. A raccoon or a possum.
Well, we'd have to kill one. Could be fake, No, we need the Naga, man.
We got to save the Nagas.
Heat was turned off at work today. Oh, nice.
Yeah. What can we have holding it? Yeah, we were just saying that, a Naga. We're going to start a thing on the Southern Fried podcast to save the Nagas. The Nagas need saving.
I do have a question, just for thought. The Amish, as I've been to a couple Amish stores, and out front of the Amish store, along with this same line of talking, they have the Sasquatch. Are they making those, or are they getting those brought in? That's a big thing, man. That would take a while to make that. But I took a picture of my granddaughters in front of the store. Dude, that would take a little while to make. I just wonder if they're really making those or they've outsourced that stuff.
There ain't no telling, dude. Dude, I lost my screen.
Uh-oh. Making a steel ring. Here's a tall order. Woo! You wouldn't bet. Can you imagine the shipping on that? I could drive up and get it. Oh,
I can still hear everything.
I see you.
Well, yeah. Where did it go?
I know that Chuck set you up. He unplugged something back
Oh,
there.
not. You better not have.
We definitely see and hear you, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay. I mean, I can't see the chat anymore. I can't see stuff, but it'd be all right.
Making a raccoon steal is easy. Oh, yeah, funny.
Well, how do you hold a raccoon to make it still? I mean, they seems like they wiggle a lot.
STAL.
Okay.
EAL. Not
Okay.
not steal, like Still of the Night with White Snake.
No. I heard on Saturday Night Live where they tell the jokes that the other guys write the jokes and makes the other one reads it. And they're doing about I'm not even going to bring that up. It wouldn't be fit. I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it. So, NC Native, are you in North Carolina? Did you ever answer that one? And you know, Dave, instead of getting a raccoon or something or a possum to hold that Cornbread Nation, we need Jeremy to hold it, but with the look on his face that he had when that cat jumped on him. So
Oh, yeah.
Just west of Charlotte.
Raleigh. Oh,
Thank
man.
you for that. Well, it can't be much warmer there than it is over here, over there, where they're at.
Yeah, Jeremy's told everybody that story. He loves it, man. He loves it.
I don't think I've lasted hard in a long time.
You know, he's so shy. He did a couple of shows with me. Him and Cowboy Cook. They're going to be in studio more. But when I told him that sports show on Facebook, just Facebook had 1,100 views, he turned a little red, like, "Oh my gosh!" I said, "You never know who's watching, man." I said, "You're a
That's
superstar." Right. They sing you for a few minutes. Little Kim and discuss. I love it. Oh man,
ruffles some folks on Monday now. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, but that's all right, and it's okay, and you can look the other way. Try to understand the New York Times effect on man. Whether you a mother or whether you a brother, you staying alive, staying alive. I'm sorry, it stuck in my head. I had to sing it and get it out. All right, so I want to do a Saturday night hootenanny. And I'm going to try to find some music that we can play on here, some karaoke type stuff. So see if we can all get on here and we'll take turns singing karaoke. Steve, NC Native, Michael, Dave, sing karaoke. We'll call it the Saturday Night Hootenanny. Not a shindig. That's a different thing. It's a hootenanny. Hootenanny involves music.
That sounds like something you get in trouble for behind the barn.
No, hootenanny involves singing and stuff like that. A shindig, that's where you get in trouble.
That goes on behind the barn too.
Shindig's like dancing and stuff, and Baptists don't like that. Hootenanny, not hootenanny. It's a hootenanny. Oh, you a hootenanny. What is that? A female owl? A hoot nanny and a hoot buck? I don't know. Maybe a high drink, but
I don't think this is the singing bunch, man.
I think it is. I bet.
But
I'm just saying. We get Steve take his shirt off, get his hair going, and start singing. Probably like something out of Winger or something.
dude, that was about as low a blow as you've ever given Steve, man. I mean, come on, man. Wow.
uh,
Wow, man. The only way you could have went lower is to go Billy Ray or something, man. I concur. He does bring it up a lot.
I'm just saying, Winger. A Winger.
Can you name 3 Winger songs, Rob?
I can't name one Winger song. But it'll be entertaining. Come on, North Carolina. It will be entertaining. Let people see your talent or lack thereof. I mean, I do it all the time. I mean, it's okay.
Wow. That is one of them. It is one of them. Yeah.
When I saw him standing there.
True.
Absolutely. We just make one up. Yeah. Oh, we can sing some of them old Southern songs, Davy went a courting in a heated rhino. Davy went a courting in a heated rhino.
I would. That's the one that I like. I mean, there's a couple others, but that one, I love the guitar work in that. It just kind of goes off towards the end, and that's just.
Dude, this is Winger.
No, come on. Reb Beach kills it in this song, man. It's a good song.
Okay. I'm gonna let it slide because of him, but most Winger songs don't have good.
Winger is most famous for what?
Sucking.
No, come on now. Headed for a Heartbreak's a good song, but what are they most famous for? They didn't intend to be.
Being on the Beavis and Butthead T-shirt, one of their T-shirts, wasn't it?
Yeah, the whole Metallica thing,
Yeah.
Actually, he's a very talented guy. I mean, he does a lot of different kinds of things. He's really talented. He does a lot of studio work. He does. I think he's done some Broadway and stuff. I mean,
Who are you talking about?
He's Kip Winger. He's a very talented guy.
Famous for opening for Rat.
Reb Beach, what he would do is when Watsnick was touring, he would tour with them, and then he'd join Winger and they tour with them. So he kept a good gig going, but Watsnick's quit touring. But Winger came out with a new album not long ago. I mean, it's maybe a little over a year and a half ago, something like that.
What was it called?
The name, I don't remember the name. I did at the time. I don't remember. It came out about the same time that new Extreme album came out, which had the killer Nuno, couple of killer Nuno solos in it. I mean, it was all about the same time.
So was it called Hot Wingers?
No, it was not. Well,
I am not a good name for it. Snot is a horrible name. You said it's snot.
Where is Chuck tonight? Chuck, come on. Come
He's
over
always
here. Take a hunk out of his leg.
He's just sitting over there looking all proud of himself. Laughing at you because you're calling him.
Miles Away is good too. And I'd forgotten the name of that, but they play that on Hair Nation a lot, Miles Aways. What's funny is on stage, Kip plays the bass. He's actually a pretty good bass player, but he just spends time holding the bass because he's singing. I think they do have somebody behind playing the bass a lot because I don't think he ever plays it much on stage.
North Carolina's agreeing with me.
What?
In the beginning, Winger was afraid to go on stage. It was almost the birth of Chicken Winger.
I'm not saying they're a great band. I'm just saying there's more there than you're giving them credit for. Anybody that talks about doing a hootenanny don't need to be talking about anybody.
Hey, we got chicken wingers. We got hot wingers. I mean, come on. Now we're going to have fried wingers. We got this rocking. We're going to barbecue wingers. We're going to have.
Oh.
Hey, you ever had chicken fingers?
Chicken tenders?
Yeah.
Deborah wingers?
We got
officer and a gentleman?
Oh, we got the wingers of a dove, too. Somebody got that one. It got quiet.
Yeah, we got it. It was just so lame. It just wasn't worth the comment. You just had to keep. You're like begging, like, please, please, please make comments on my joke.
Oh my God! You're gonna hurt my feelings. You're gonna hurt my feelings. I'm gonna have to go to the dentist. What is that? Crickets. Thank you, Steve. I appreciate that. There, Celtic Blacksmith. Yeah. Nobody knows what to say now.
Oh, we know.
I'm trying to recover here, and I just can't do it. I just can't do it.
Pick up Chuck and let him bite you. That's how you recover. That'll change the direction of the show. Let's see blood brought by your killer cat.
He done walked out of here. He didn't like it either.
The crickets have plenty to say.
Not very nice. It's not very nice. Snot.
I just feel like Rob was going down the road like in the Tommy Boy, and there's songs that he likes that he cries to going down the road. He just don't want to admit it. So he's railing on Winger, but I guarantee you Rob's got a couple of songs that when it comes on the radio, it's probably one of them is probably by the Carpenters, and Rob cranks it up and he's crying as he's going down the road. He just don't want anybody to know it.
Have you lost your ever-loving P-brain here? I don't think I can name 2 Carpenter songs.
You don't have to name them. You just sing them. You just know
them. No. You mean if Chuck was to bite him, he'd be okay? Chuck's afraid to bite me now. He just sinks his claws into my leg. I think he got blood. I might need a tourniquet where he clawed me. And sorry.
No, he went and saw the movie Titanic 25 times just so he could sing along to Celine Dion.
You can't leave the door open like that, because I'll say that because it leaves just too much for me to comment and say on. I could say something like you went to see Brokeback Mountain 25 times so you could sing that Elton John song.
Y'all are killing it in the chat. Oh, man.
That's a South Georgia blood transfusion. Crying? Oh, my goodness. Ain't no crying in Georgia or baseball. Come on,
But
man.
Karen Carpenter was a pretty good drummer.
Who?
Karen Carpenter, she was a pretty good drummer.
Oh. Well, apparently that was the only talent that one Mandrell sister had. It was
What?
Barbara, Louise, and what was the other one? The blonde-headed girl.
I can't remember the name.
Played the drums like Animal on the Muppets.
I don't remember. You talk about that show a lot too. I think you liked it.
No.
But you rail on that show all the time.
No. And I hadn't brought up that other show anymore either.
Which one was that?
I ain't telling you. I ain't bringing it up. Michael may not have saw it today and won't have anything to talk about. I'm not bringing that other show up. Y'all have hurt my feelings tonight. I'm gonna have to go to the dentist, get my feelings checked out.
I bet you got Abba's greatest hits in the car.
Who is Abba?
Yes, they did. Still do. He's still there. Rick Allen. Me and him's, I think, the same age. The Thunder God from Sheffield, England.
Is he that old?
He's the youngest member of the band.
Oh. Oh, I don't think so. I don't think so. That's not very nice. Oh.
We need a show where the Kardashians meet the Walking Dead. Now, wouldn't that be a great show? It'd last maybe one episode, you know. That'd be funny. Yes, Rob, don't even say nothing. Just a warning. Don't.
Biting my lip here. Biting my blooming lip.
I know. I could see it.
Mm.
You know, ABBA actually came out with an album not long ago. They got back together, and I don't know, they're all like 70 something. They I think I even heard one of the songs on the radio.
Brains.
Oh man.
If you see the guys that makeup, you would already say they've met the Walking Dead.
Oh.
Good. He also threw in a just kidding right there.
I noticed that. I was fixing to make a comment like, yeah, okay, yeah. We know you meant it.
Think about it. There's a lot of actors from the Walking Dead show up there in Congress right now, or in politics. I mean, you got Nancy Pelosi. She's definitely one of the zombies from Walking Dead. Bernie Sanders. He's been dead for 8 or 10 years now. Joe Biden, yeah, he wasn't even alive during the last election. That's why we couldn't find him. He was in the basement.
I love what somebody, yeah, that's right. You're absolutely right. Yeah. That is code. I love what I heard somebody say the other day about Bernie Sanders. He was just an old liberal communist who was too lazy to work. So he ran for Congress. Yeah. He didn't want to work.
And I got to be fair, you know, Mitch McConnell looked like he belonged on that show too.
You mean freeze it? Folks, we've got where am I at? I mean, he just zoned out.
Yeah. Biden's been dead since 2015. They just got him up on stage on stream. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. They take that pen or rubber stamp or whatever away from him.
Wouldn't it be funny if somebody could, you would never get it to happen. But I don't know with this group, if while Joe Biden was on stage, if you did have Beavis and Butthead come out like in costume.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Would that not be the funniest thing? Just come stand behind him. Just like.
He'd be like, oh, what are you kids doing on my stage? What in the heck is going on? You get out of here.
Like, you stink, man.
You suck. You kids get off. I'm not that blame it. You kids get off of my stage.
Oh man, just can imagine. He said again. He said corn pop.
He said he's gonna sniff a girl.
I mean, you could just go all kind of directions with this.
Okay,
Oh man,
I gotta do that. I gotta put that one up.
Oh man, we're so bad.
Oh, where did that go? Oh, here's something completely unrelated. Just a reminder this still exists. Tim Conway skit we played a dentist on.
That is absolutely top 3 all time of any. If you need a laugh, that has got to be a go-to. You're absolutely correct.
And another one that's in the top 5. I don't say it surpasses that one, but another Tim Conway is in the top 5. Went on the Carol Burnett show where he tells the elephant story. And if you haven't seen that, oh my goodness.
That one's killer too. Absolutely.
Yes. North Carolina, I'm not going to put that up, but yes, that is definitely, yes.
They had the greatest humor that was clean, man.
Yes.
You know, there's an old Tonight Show where Johnny Carson, if you've ever seen the one, this is probably back in the it's 50s, early 60s, where the guy has him throwing axes or hatchets or whatever at an outline of a man, and the first one he throws hits the outline right in the crotch. It's the longest laugh line because then he goes, I think it was Johnny said, I didn't know he was Jewish. Oh, it was killer. I mean, and they just they laugh forever, man. That they brought the house down. Total fluke.
I got to figure out who that was. I know who it was, and I can't say his name.
I don't remember.
I know it was. Let me see here. It should be. Eunice. That was Carol Burnett. Mama was
Lawrence.
Vicki Lawrence. And they're playing Password, and it's Tim Conway's playing Mickey.
Harvey Korman and Lyle Wagner, they said in the chat.
I don't think it was Harvey Korman in that one. I almost want to say it was the guy from Mary Poppins.
I've seen it here a while back, but I can't remember.
The guy from who played the guy that played the same Chim Chimney, Chim Cheroo.
We've got 2 votes for Harvey Conway.
No, it was not Harvey Korman.
Or Korman. I don't
Dick
remember.
Van Dyke. It was actually Dick Van Dyke. And yeah. I knew it was. I just couldn't say his name.
Who is still alive and like 94 years old or something.
Yeah. Yeah. But he's the one that was in Mary Poppins, right?
The dentist skit was Harvey Korman and Tim Conway. Yes.
Yes, it was.
Tim plays the dentist.
Yes. And did you know there was a word that Tim Conway could say and crack Harvey Korman up every time? Every time he said it. and he would mix it in. Corman never knew when he was going to say it. Did you know that, Dave?
I think I've heard you say this before,
No.
but I don't remember what the word was.
You're like, Harvey Corman, like, I like that briefcase. And he'd be like playing the doctor, whatever, his medical bag says, oh, yeah, I've had that one for a long time. It's really lasted well. It's made out of koala. And every time he said koala, he just lost it. Yes.
They were comedic geniuses, man.
They were. Oh, my gosh. And they wanted to make the other one crack. Them, Carol Burnett and Vicki Lawrence, their whole goal was to make someone else snap. Now, Vicki Lawrence wasn't so much in that. She played straight, for just about all of them. It was very rare for her to go off on somebody until she took up the mama character. Now, once she took up being mom, she got funny quick. There's a couple of outtakes that she did with that. Eunice, you're a few slices of bread shy of a loaf. Well, and she's like, well, Mama, you can't say that. You're a few ears of corn shy of a full load. You can't say that. I just keep going with them, Love it, love it, love it. That was some good show. Why can't we have shows like you couldn't do shows like that now today? I don't think.
Probably not. Probably not.
Harvey Korman was good in Blazing Saddles. That was some more dry humor there. So, well, guys, go ahead, Dave.
No, I was just going to say, which I'm a fan of dry humor. I cracks me up. My go-to movie now, and I haven't seen it in a little bit, but if I just need a laugh, is What About Bob? That movie kills me, man. I can't stop laughing, man. It just cracks me up. I love that movie. If I'm down the dumps, man, that is a movie that gets me up, man. It cracks me up.
Yeah. What About
Great
Bob?
cast.
Was good.
Great cast. It was just great.
And
Baby stepping. The people out there, you took our property,
Mm-hmm.
Definitely baby step, man.
I am sad right now. You're not familiar with Tim Conway or Harvey Korman? Oh, yes. Look them up. Look them up, dude.
They're legends. Legends.
Oh my gosh. Tim Conway did a bunch of things up with Dorf, where he played the Dorf, like Dorf on golf and Dorf on fishing and all this stuff.
And they had a lot of guests that come on, and they got them involved with the skits, and it always seemed to work. It was really good. And Carol would come out and let the audience ask questions, which I thought was really cool. Yeah, the dentist skit, if you've never seen them, the dentist skit is where you need to go. Definitely look that up.
And then look up the elephant story. And keep in mind, on this show, they tried to make the other people that were starring in the show crack.
And any of them where they're sitting around like the early version of the Mama's Family, those scenes were killer. Japanese, what was it called? Rabbit traps or rat trap? I don't remember.
Japanese rat traps. There's also play a character called the oldest man in the world. Yeah, the Siamese elephants. Thank you.
Yeah.
The elephant story.
And they were all sitting around drinking cheap beer.
Yeah. Dentist and elephants. Got it. You go.
That's it.
You watch them too, and you'll understand Tim Conway.
They did a one or two with like Gone with the Wind kind of skits. It was pretty fun.
Oh yeah. She
had the broom. Like, how did that fit, man? We need that one on. I know it comes on, but I don't know when. I need to watch it. It's funny.
Guys, we really appreciate everybody joining in with us tonight. It's Monday night. It's about time for us to call it a night. And 'cause Dave got to get up and go to work in the morning. I got a bunch of stuff to do again tomorrow.
Kids will be all happy in the morning. First day back to school. Not. They'll all be in a mood in the morning. Pray for me on that.
Oh,
Yes,
my goodness.
they were.
Hey,
It's funny you said- I got dogs howling in the background. I don't know what's going on. If you hear a bunch of dogs, it's sound like coyotes and wolves and dogs all mixed in together. It's crazy.
Yes, Tim Conway and Don Knotts were good together. The Apple Dumpling Gang, I believe, wasn't that the movie that they were together in?
I believe so. Hee Haw classic.
Yes. Gloom, despair, and agony on me. Come on, Dave.
That's what my grandkids were in when we brought them south. They didn't have nothing to do.
Oh, deep dark depression. Let me see your phone. Oh, if it
No
weren't
McDonald's.
If
They
it
were-
weren't for your
They were
phone,
okay in
I'd
Bainbridge.
love
They
to
were
know.
okay in Bainbridge. That didn't bother them. They had things. They had Walmart and stuff to do. You know, it was everywhere else that they just felt like they were out in the middle of nowhere.
They asked me, they said, "You don't even have a McDonald's in this town?" I said, "No." "How do you stand it here without McDonald's?" Oh, all right, guys. Love y'all. If y'all are out there watching this show later on, we glad you're watching it. Y'all like, follow, and subscribe. Hit us a whatever there. We appreciate it very much. Everybody in here, we got a crowd in here from X tonight and Twitch. Man, we got to get YouTube and Facebook cranking here. They not doing much.
Thank you for that. We'll be back together. Well, we might be in tomorrow. We got a couple shows to make up, but Wednesday night for sure. Up Day News.
Yes. Guys, thank y'all so much for being here. We'll see y'all on the next one. Like, follow, subscribe. If you got some friends out there, I know some of y'all have friends like Steve and NC Native and Michael, but y'all, yep. Shalom. Get them to join in here with us. We'd love to catch everybody on there. Y'all have a great night, a great day tomorrow. Get you plenty of rest tonight so you can go in there and go to work and work hard. You know, y'all work hard for the money. Sorry, I got songs stuck in my head and I won't do another one. All right.
Hoot and Annie and that song together. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Dave, you got anything else?
No, just God bless everybody. Wish everybody well. Take care. We're soon to be 13 days away from a change. So
Yes. Yes.
you need it
Yes.
desperately.
Yes. All right. God bless y'all and salute.
Well, once again, it's time, my friends, for another meet and greet. We're Southern Fried and nationwide, so hang on to your seat. Look around, here's what I found. I guess you'll never know what you'll see on the Southern Fried Podcast Show.